Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. Thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. It is 11:24 on Tuesday the 12th of August 2025, and that means that we have completed 3 years and 19 weeks of what will be roughly an 8-year FIRE journey, FIRE experiment if you prefer. Let's have a look at how things are looking at present. So as you can see, this V-shaped recovery is now very evident following Donald Trump's tariff announcements. In terms of the current situation, the current market value is £89.83. That's down 0.5% so far today. In regards to the portfolio, we have a portfolio value of 26,360 odd. That represents a return on investment of 25.5%. We have 293 shares in the market, and the average purchase price currently sitting at £71.58p. Let's have a look at the notifications before we go any further. Only two to consider this morning. Biggest stocks before earnings: Cardinal Health, Big Bear AI, Plug Power, Aviation Archer, and AST Space Mobile. Then we have AMC Entertainment, jumped 4% after Q2 break-even defies loss expectations, so good news for them. I honestly don't know what that company is, and don't really need to, because as we're buying the Vanguard S&P 500, we're buying the top 500 companies in the S&P exchange, which includes, the S&P index, which includes over 3,000 companies. Before I go ahead with this week's investment, let me just draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
Oh.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
You can go now.
Rude. You make.
Sorry, I clicked the button a little prematurely there. As you could see, there's a affiliate link to Monzo in the description for the video, as well as one for Smarty Mobile. Both companies that I use myself and have found to be very good in terms of customer service, features, and everything that you would want, really. Let's come back to the portfolio, and we'll go ahead and do this week's weekly investment. If you follow the channel, you'll know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds in the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. This one is traded on the London Stock Exchange. So trading hours are between 8 AM and I think it's 4:30. I can't actually remember because I normally trade in the earlier part of the day. We are looking at it on the Trading 212 practice platform, and at the current market value we should be able to buy roughly 1 1/3 shares. So let's go ahead and send that through. We're using it using the market buy option, so we're not placing any stop limits or anything like that. There is no commission, and let's send it and see how that goes. So the order has been taken into account, and we did indeed get 1 1/3 shares. Purchase price was 89.85. And if we look at the figures on the right again, you'll see that that has updated, and the new portfolio value is sitting just shy of £26,500. I don't think there's much else really to say about that at the present time. Probably the most useful information is in the videos, actually, at the introduction to the live stream. That all explains the method and why mathematically this will work given a long enough time frame. And I mean, we've already started to see just how powerful it is. Now, admittedly, this portfolio is still in the growth accumulation phase. And when we hit the 8-year mark and the free funds that you can see down here, when they are all used up, I do intend to continue the experiment, if you like, and basically have a look at what would happen if we were to begin to draw down on the portfolio at a rate of 4% per year, and we'll be able to see how well it holds up over a length of time. So as I say, that is pretty much it for this week. If you find this an interesting topic, why not go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and if you particularly like this one, this video, you could give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week with more. Bye for now.